Hello. So, this file here, location.rs, it has given me quite a bit of grief in the past. This line in particular has given me quite a bit of grief in the past. Now, I doubt anyone has actually been following this, but originally this was using a boxed closure, and it was using dynamic dispatch. So, essentially, what this video is going to be about, is going to be a pretty short video, is how I fix this. Well, I guess it's not a fix, but how I basically optimize this code so I don't have to use dynamic dispatch anymore, and I don't even have to worry about boxing stuff. So, as you can probably tell, I just added this generic here and said, okay, F is going to implement this particular type of closure. Or at least actually, is it a closure? I don't think it's a closure. I think this is just a function pointer. Or at least, well, this is just a fun trait, of course. But over in filler, see, I even added the trait bound here. So that's why. Oh yeah, and add it here, of course. Where's the actual logic? Here it is. Yeah, so this logic doesn't even change at all. What's important to note is that I give a concrete type here, the function pointer, from reference to, or like a slice of labeled items to bool, and that just works. I don't have to do any boxing at this level. I don't have to do any boxing whatsoever. So that's, yeah, that actually turned out to be pretty nice. And the reason I managed to come up with this is because I've been playing around with traits so much recently. And I learned about function pointers and how there's like two different kinds. There's like, well, actually, function pointers are a pretty interesting little topic in Rust. Also, this chair is getting creaky again. I got a new chair, and I'm already noticing it's getting pretty creaky. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, there's function pointers with a lowercase f, which is like a concrete type. So this is the function type from a slice of labeled items to bool, and it could just be a function type from, I don't know, like int to bool or any other two types. And this lowercase fun type implements the capital fun trait. So the capital fun trait is, well, it's a trait, well, whereas this is one of the implementers of the trait. So that's one thing that I learned about. And also, of course, you can box the trait and get a trait object out of that. In which case, then you'll start using dynamic dispatch. So that's another thing. What else did I learn? I also learned about the difference between function pointers and closures. So a function pointer, as you can tell here, is a type that can actually be named. I can actually type this in here, like pass it explicitly as like a argument to location. And a closure, on the other hand, does not. It does not have a specific name to it. So I cannot actually name a closure. And what's very important is that a closure only, or like a function pointer becomes a closure the moment it needs to move or like capture some kind of external environment. So I think it depends on, actually I don't think it depends. I think it actually, it just becomes a closure as soon as it needs either a reference to anything in the outer environment, or if it moves something from the outer environment into its scope. So in this case, this is not a closure, but up here, is accessible, is yeah, what am I trying to say? This thing, this closure here, well, it's a closure because I'm passing in prog items from outside. It's just that the function living inside of is accessible here is not a closure, or it doesn't have to be a closure at all, because it doesn't realize that this is being passed in from out here. So the outer lambda here is a closure. The inner one is not at that point. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Because yeah, this becomes the like formal argument for this. Whew, okay. So I guess aside from that, yeah, the only other thing I really want to do at this point is start cleaning up the tile map code and actually get some real tile mapping stuff going. Oh, and of course I need to actually test some things. Like, where is it? I need to test this function that I haven't even touched yet before we actually get into rendering. So what I think I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to clean up a couple of things. They're going to be really tiny changes, and then we're going to move on from there. So I guess first things first, there's a couple of functions that take or should take strings but do not take strings whatsoever. Those are the things I want to address. Like this one. This one takes a path, I believe. Yeah. It just concatenates this to the source. So I'm going to take a string reference, call it path, and this is also going to take a string reference. And that should be good enough to pass into this, if I'm not mistaken. Is there anything else? I think there was one other place. Well, actually, I do need to actually pass in a string there. So let's go find a good place to pass in a string. Yeah, fetch image source here doesn't take a string at all. I guess in this case it's just going to be unused, because this is a mock. Oh, but can I not rename their variable? I think I should be able to rename that, right? Yeah, I can. So I want to indicate that this is unused, because, well, it isn't being used. And let's look up any usages of fetch image source. Okay, here's one. So this one needs to take a path, I guess. So I'm going to pass that in, I suppose. I guess that would be like resources path. Which means I need to do the same thing for this as well. Is there anything else I wanted to change around here? I can't remember. Right, so create map doesn't need any kind of path. Right, you need a string. I guess I can just pass in that. Who implements this though? Someone has to implement this. Tile creator. Isn't that implemented for this? Oh wait, no, this is a concrete type. That's right. Yeah, it's concrete, so I don't actually have to do that. Okay, that's fine. Right, this is a concrete implementation. Cool. So I get the resources path. I use that here. Is there anything else that's hard-coded that I don't want to have hard-coded right now? This thing in particular is something I didn't really want hard-coded. Now, One thing that I could do is change this logic as well, but I don't think I will, because all of these tile maps that are created by who's a what's it tiled are going to have this tile not equal 0 thing. So I am aware of the anti-if movement and all that stuff. I don't want to deal with that right now. Like, I know roughly what I need to do to fix this if I wanted to do it like a more, I guess, proper way according to the anti-if movement, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave this as an if for now. But I do need to make sure that I do something about this, because I do need some kind of default value here. So I guess what I could do is give a default pair or something. I don't know. Default. Let's call it empty chords. And I guess I can just, well, I don't really want to just make it a tuple though. We'll do a tuple for now. I don't really like the idea of just making it a tuple though, so I'm probably gonna actually make that a formal type. We'll call it I don't know, point maybe? Does that make sense? I don't know, or maybe I'll just call it coordinate. Yeah, how's this? Pub struct coordinate. I guess these have to be concrete types. Yeah, there we go. How about tile sheet chord? Yeah, how about the tile sheet coordinate? Definitely, for sure, 100%. I think I might be a little bit tired today, because I'm kind of not really making a lot of sense right now. That's okay. Okay, who calls generate tile data? There's gotta be at least one other match. You, of course. Visualize tile map. Okay, well, this will also take a tile sheet coordinate. We'll call it empty chord. Is it coordinate? If it's one thing, I don't know. Okay, sure. Let's call it 1, or no, let's not call it 1. Let's call it empty chord. That should work. Now, yeah, I'm satisfied with this. This is fine. Make sure we can run stuff still, as well as these tests down here. Well, actually, this test down here needs to pass in an extra parameter, doesn't it? Because initialize tile map also now takes. Yeah, we're gonna give it 0, 0. So we're gonna make a tile sheet coordinate. We're gonna give it 0, 0, 0, 0. There we go. Perfect. Oh, yes. What's the third error? I only see 2. That's weird. It says that there are 3 errors. Let's see what the third error is after this fails. What did I miss? Is that up here? Oh, it's up here. Oh, I mistyped. So this is what happens when you play Baba as you a lot. And then your brain goes to mush. Is this fine? This is totally fine. I'm fine. I'm fine with this. Alright. That's what I'm gonna call it for today. I don't want to do anything more than that. This is these are some good changes. And yeah, we do need to add more tests. This isn't going to be enough, unfortunately. We do need to test this tile map plane generation logic. But I think it should be okay for the most part. Since it is mostly just like a copy of some previous logic that I used that did work. So yeah, things that we should mock. I guess I could do a little bit of planning, or feel really tired and maybe not. Things that need to be changed. Well, I get a vector of pause text. Whatever pause text is, I need to probably mock that. Yeah, I do need to mock that. Oh, and this plane. Ooh, yeah. Plane subdivide. Definitely need to mock that. Alright, so I have some ideas for things that I can turn into dummies that I need to replace and stuff. So yeah, good. This is a good start, but yeah, it's definitely getting late here. Kind of tired, so I'll just check in these changes I made right now, and yeah, that'll be it for today.